Welcome back. My name is Natalia, and I am a Green Room faculty member. I'm a teacher, I'm a choir director, I'm a musician, a performer, and I'm going to talk to you about warming up your voice. So if you watched the first video, I talk about all the things that we want to do with our body before we even start singing. Things like stretching, checking in with your body, then things like getting your breath going. We want to make sure that our breath is there before we do anything else. Now, when I start singing, part one for me is always I'm going to stretch, I'm going to bend, I'm going to move my body. And then the next part is called semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. If you watched the last video, I talked about this, but here's the deal. Here's the breakdown. A semi-occluded vocal tract exercise is really good for you. They're exercises that don't use your mouth fully open, like ah, right? Something like a lip buzz, or a th, or like an R. All of those are just really good ways of focusing on your air and just like sound being free and easy. So I always like to work with a lip buzz. A lip buzz requires you to have really good steady air so you can do anything. So for example, with this lip buzz, I'm going to start by getting air going. If my air isn't steady, what ends up happening is, see how at the beginning there's like a lot of sound and then it fizzles in and out? That's not what we want. We want to just have easy, steady air. So I want you to do a lip buzz with me. Free, easy air. If you're struggling to keep the lip buzz going, you can do a whatever works for your body, whatever works for your voice. We can also brace by putting our fingers right in the corners right here to help support. Okay, so lip buzzes go up, go down, up and down. Really, it's just like you're literally stretching. You're taking your vocal folds and going, hey, oh, wake up. Here we go. So I'm going to do some, and then I want you to try them with me. Ready? So we have. Try it with me. Now we're going to go a little higher. Try it with me. Now we go high to low. Right, I just went into my chest voice. Take 10 seconds and you try some lip buzzes, exploring high, middle, and low in your voice. All right, now we're gonna use these lip buzzes and we're gonna do just really easy slide. So when we start warming up, we want slidey, easy things. Again, a warm up helps our voice stretch, wake up, get ready. You wouldn't get up and run a marathon without prepping, right? Or you wouldn't get up and run like a 5K without like warming up your body a little bit first, right? Otherwise we could injure ourselves. So we're gonna start with a lip buzz. We're gonna go. Doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be. The idea is we're sliding. Try it with me. After a while, my lips start to get really buzzy. You might be able to go lower, higher, is up to you. Now let's flip it. Instead of going, we're gonna go, our 5, 1, 5. Now, as you're doing this, check in on two things. One, am I breathing like a good breath, or is it waiting, right, and taking a really fast breath? Or am I taking a good breath, like I'm letting myself expand as I sing? 2 is it really slidey? I really want it to be ooh, like as connected, as sloppy. We're literally just stretching. So we start here. And you might want to do this by yourself and see how long it can take you. You probably can do it without my breath in the middle. But the idea is really like, how can you get into seeing, feeling, listening, but really just being aware of like, what can my body do when I really pay attention? So as I'm doing this, I'm really thinking about like my face, my bubble, my sound. A lip buzz is not meant to be, here I am, I'm gonna sing a lip buzz. Like if we do that, we're over singing. We're adding too much pressure, we're adding too much weight. Should be really easy, like free, easy singing. Now, let's move into something called an onset. So an onset is how we can begin sound. So we can have an onset that is glottal, G-L-O-T-T-A-L, glottal, like Can you say that with me? Ready? Go. Or like e. Try. Ready? Go. E. So we do that, and that's okay to do that, right? We do that like I just did it. Right? When we're singing and I want to say I instead of hi, right? But when we have glottal stops all the time in our speech and in our singing all the time, eventually it can be really damaging, right? When we have a glottal stop, it's the equivalent of your hands going to start the sound. Sometimes we need that, like I, ear, like we want to clarify what the first vowel is, but we don't want to make it the habit that everything is right? Because eventually, that doesn't feel good, right? And it can start to hurt us. So we can have a glottal onset. Now, on the other side of this, we have like what's called like an airy, a breathy onset. So instead of we have Can you try that? Like your breathiest, airiest sound. All right. So if we have glottal and we have airy, if we move from airy to glottal, we get what's called a balanced onset. So I have and I have so it's not or it's in the middle. So this next exercise is going to challenge you to think about your onset, the way we begin sound. So it sounds like this. So these are kind of on the airy onset side. There's a little little puff of H. My body is engaged. I feel some engagement. He. And that last one can be your balanced onset, where it's not or So try it slowly with me. So we have I make sure there's a big slide. I'm just going to play piano so you can sing. As we move towards the passaggio, or that transition part of the voice, check in with your breath. Are you getting a good breath between each of these? onsets are a great way to start the sound and to practice moving your air throughout. Now, what we're going to do is so I'll write that down. A, E, I, O, oo. So slowly it would be A, E, I, O, oo. Try it. A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O, so these are all balanced onsets. We don't want or ha, hey. We want just one balanced where I'm just releasing sound. Now, as you're doing this for yourself, you can start putting in a fermata, or like I'm going to suspend a note when I get to parts of my range that I want to play around with. So for example, I can do that to kind of stretch if I'm in a higher range. Whatever you want to do, you can go down low. As you're navigating parts of your voice. So again, that warm-up is about clean vowels, A-E-O, balanced onsets, and then add a fermata when you feel like you want to work on stretching or lengthening your air and your note length. Okay, the next one is one that I actually learned from a speech therapist who is working with me, helping me think about like, how do I use my voice the most effectively? So the word is shy. Like, I am very shy. And we're gonna go shy. What this does is it switches between your chest voice into your head voice. So head, chest voice, head voice, shy. It's almost like a yodel. And the idea with this is we want to do it so we can switch between all parts of the voice without putting a bunch of weight. So if I have shy, try it. Now, I like that the beginning of this is shy. It starts with the breath. Shh. It starts with air moving. So as you're doing this, take a good breath. Shy. And start with that air release. Let's keep going up. And. As you're doing this, you can put fermata, or you can suspend at the top of the staff. So I'm going to go back here. And that's a great way of practicing that yodel. You can even just go and like work between those two parts of the range, with the idea being easy air. Everything is flowing. Everything is easy. Let's go down with this one. So let's start here. We're going to put a fermata, or a suspension, on the top note. Ready? we keep going, we want to then get into some range extension exercises. This one is one I love. It's just woo, 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 woo. And I like to think about this like I'm drinking boba, woo, or like I'm, I don't know, eating spaghetti, woo, 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 where there's lots of space. It's really easy, and we just go woo, 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 with a balanced onset. So not whoo or right. Woo, 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 woo. Try it with me. One more. All right, so let's recap what we've done. Body warm up, stretch, semi-occluded like lip buzzes, trills, slides, or then onsets. Then more onsets, but now vowels. Then different parts of the range. Shy. Range extension. This is in the part of the warm-up where now I start moving to like repertoire that I'm working on. So let's say that I have an audition coming up, or I'm looking at something. That is when I would pull out parts of that piece of music and start working on them and just like singing through to kind of finish my warm-up. It's important to note that just like we have a warm-up, we want to have a cool down. So just like pro tip, if you're ever coming out of a really long rehearsal, or you've just been using your voice all day, maybe you're working and then you have a concert, or you're working and you have a rehearsal, whatever the idea is, doing those like slides, all sorts of things to just like bring your body back, bring your voice back, are great things to do. All right, I hope this has been helpful, and hope it helps you.